Alright, here we go. We are in the Legendary Malekith Fast Expansion route. We are going the Tyrant rather than War Leader. And we just killed Valkyria's main army with a Black Arc Trap. Now we're taking out, I guess this is her secondary army. It says Valiant to defeat. I don't think that's going to be the case. Yes, those Chaos Warriors with, 30, 41, 44 will beat our Dread Spears and also way more weapon damage. But that's why we have Dark Shards, that's why we have spells, that's why we have Black Arc abilities. It looks like we just ran out of Sacrifice to Cain, though, so I guess that literally just ended this turn, maybe? Oh, well. Oh, we can do that. So let's go fight this. The biggest threat I worry about here are those aspiring champions. They're small in model numbers, so they're hard to shoot down. They're also not really vulnerable to AoE spells. Basically, they're the kind of enemy you want to use like Final Transmutation on. And of course, we don't have that. But again, the tactics here should be pretty simple. We can just make some lines of troops and beat up the bad guys. Those Chaos Warhounds will be a little more annoying. So we do want to make sure we are defending against those over here. We'll adjust our formation again once the reinforcements arrive. There's Chaos Furies.
Cold-blooded killers. Eager for battle. Advancing. Forward. Dark shards. Cold-blooded killers.
You shoot there, you shoot there.
Dark shards. Dreadlord. It will be. We are ready. Dealers in death.
You shoot those, you shoot those. Horsemen are already breaking and running.
We are ready. Suffering for all.
Here come our reinforcements. Lots of reinforcements coming in. We can just stack them over right there and add in our Dark Shards. Got some Forsaken over there. This will slow him down a little bit too. There's Chaos Furies.
We understand. End them.
Stop Black Arc Bombardment there.
Supreme sorcerer. Hearken to me.
Great spears. Dark shards. Druki.
Dark power. Onto battle.
We understand.
Don't really know why you're all the way up there.
I summon thee.
No mercy. Die, weaklings. Dark shards.
Wait, why are Dark Shards up there? I'm very confused.
Druki. No survivors. Slaughter
Shoot the
them.
Chaos Warriors.
Sorceress.
Great spears.
I feel like I messed something up earlier with the positioning, but I'm not really sure what. But oh well.
Come to me.
It doesn't really matter. Let's start getting these other Black Arc bombardments down. That's an important thing. You shoot that.
Kill them.
You shoot those.
Death. Onward. Battle ready.
You shoot those. You come
Death
here.
is coming.
They're gonna be able to rake up a lot of chill wind damage there.
Bidding.
And we're probably pretty close to winning right now.
Dark shards. To destruction. We are ready. Battle
Shoot
ready.
the
Make
hounds.
them bleed.
Summoning destruction.
Advance. Rookie.
Supreme sorceress.
And our lord is fighting their lord. Their lord is stronger than our lord, but we are. So let's get our lord out of there now. We fought enough.
Hearken to me. Pushing forward.
Let's go ahead and drop some spells.
Spell sorcery.
Cold-blooded killers.
Whatever that 31 left is, let's get rid of that.
Come to me.
Oh, there we go, army losses. So, like, all of our ammo and most of our guys are just fine. Decisive victory. Up from... what is it? Valiant defeat, right? Yeah. Well, that was a little bit off. This, of course, is why knowing how to manually battle is so important. Because if you were trying to auto this, you'd be like, there's no way I can win this fight, and as you saw there, it was a slaughter. In my favor, obviously. And let's see. So we take that.
Of the Witch King.
We are now going to be racing Crone Hellebron to pick up
Master of cruelty.
some of these other settlements. We can't get to that one no matter what.
Supreme sorceress of
But if
frost.
we move this down here, we might be able to pick it up with this army. Maybe.
What do you seek?
I'll give it a shot. But Crone is probably going to pick up a settlement there.
Blessings of Cain.
Slightly annoying.
Dark seer.
Alright.
Merciless.
So again, as a reminder, Grombrindle is dead. The Ogres are acting as our southern line. Oh, Tarux. Is Tarux dead from the Wood Elves, or is he... No, he's still alive, but he's fighting the Wood Elves and Nagaroth and Flame Gullets. Perfect. We want them all to be fighting each other. And then once we clean up the north here, we can swoop in and kill anyone who's left. This is all working out very nicely. Spiteful Peaks. I don't... Oh, we do want to upgrade that. Which reminds me... Well, I don't really care about giving her more Dread Spears. She already has a lot of Dread Spears. But starting in like 2 turns, we can start recruiting the better units here, which will be helpful. On the flip side, you can see we're only making 22 gold a turn, so there is that, which is slightly more awkward. How are we doing public order, control-wise? Seems to be okay so far. And we'll improve the Flame Storm up here. Let's grab the Ward of Cain. Especially now that you're on cold ones, which you'll stay on cold ones. The Admiral.
Cruel and deadly.
And do that. I'm not super concerned about recruiting his army again, because we just don't really need to have another army for him right now. Our money's already tight enough. But we'll have that available in the future. And I think I already just checked the diplomacy while I was doing this out of habit, right? Yeah, nothing really of interest there. So, onward. I am not going to annoy Malice by asking for a peace treaty. Or accepting a peace treaty. Alethanar is becoming a power down there, so we're going to need to watch for that. Yeah, see, they took Grand there. Not ideal, but I think we can claim the rest. Basically, the biggest problem from not having the province is that we don't get the commandment. But we can still probably, we can, if we have to spend 40 slaves a turn to keep the public order under control, then so be it, I guess.
My powers are yours.
So now you can come down to here.
Seize this place.
We obviously don't own the actual capital either, which is
Awaiting command.
perhaps a bit more annoying.
Move, you maggots! With noble purpose, unrestrained, speaker of secrets.
Okay, so let's just merge some of these together.
All-powerful sorceress. Dark power. Cain's bride. Such terrible concoctions.
Maybe we didn't need to do that. She could reach there, but I prefer having the sorcerers first just for army selection. It's a very minor thing, but I do prefer that.
Lord of the
Okay,
Black
you see we managed to Artisan's House, the Black Ark improved. We can go ahead and upgrade these. We will now wipe out the last of these Norskins up here.
Death Hag.
And we bring in our Death Hag to start leveling with Malekith. And you can see between the winning the fights and his personal abilities, meaning the Seditious or Sanguine, -10 corruption, Circlet of Iron, -5 corruption. The corruption is just being destroyed here, which is obviously very helpful. Okay, we have our Death Hag. Oh, the Discord's not bad for you. Let's give you the Wand of Jet. The Trickster Shard is literally broken. It does nothing. It is bugged. But if you've heard that's fixed, let me know by all means. As far as I know, it's still just completely bugged. Alright, so we're going to take Ashrek next turn. We're dealing with these over here. We're going to take Dagrix in. Then we can head north of Hellebron, and we'll be fighting Sigvald up there. And we're going to avoid Elethanar for right now. And hopefully by the time he becomes a threat, we will be up to getting Shades in this Admiral, and he can hold them back. We can grab Upgrade 1, which will help our Admiral grow even faster. And we can upgrade this over here. So at the end of turn 19 here, we have 11 settlements, and we're working on expanding. I think I'm just going to boost Malekith's personal stats here to make him a strong combatant, especially once he gets his dragon. Boost the masters up. And is there anything of interest here?
Cain's bride.
They are not wanting to confed yet, but hopefully they will soon. We have a lot of slaves, but our money's also fine right now. So just in case we need to go a number of turns, I'm ignoring that. Especially if Crone starts going up north and fighting Sigvald, it can be annoying to... because you have to start going through the Chaos Waste, and if you raid her land, she's unhappy. And if you don't raid her land, you take massive attrition, and it sucks. And maybe if that happens, we let her deal with that, and we worry about south. But I really don't want to go after Elethanar with Dread Spears and Dark Shards, because you can get ambushed, and they're not strong enough to take things by them. His army's 1v1. An army of, like, Shade's Greatswords would do better. But that offensive ambush, and I think Alethanar gets like a 30% ambush success bonus as well. He is extremely dangerous. Bonuses when fighting high elves. Okay. So, I don't even know what to do with you all down here.
Noble blood. Carnage and bloodshed await.
I was like, I don't think you're actually in the Black Ark's range at this
Dread
point,
Lord
are
of
you?
Nagaroth.
Create chaos.
Next question, do I care enough about those two spearmen? Honest answer,
Death
probably
to all
not.
enemies. Fear me.
Does this stop anyone from dying? No, so we would have just, you could have just taken the other thing. You should have fought, I should have fought that. I just didn't care enough to. So, the rebellion here, I assume is going to happen at the Chill Road, because that's the only one.
Your desire.
It's probably got to be the Chill Road, right? Because that's the only one where it's actually a city.
Power unleashed. Stand aside.
So I'm going to go assume the rebellion's going to happen over here.
Relics come forth. Bringing horror to all.
But I'm not 100% sure. I'll level with
Tyrants
you.
of Nagaroth.
Meanwhile, Malekith is going to, first of all, before he leaves the settlement, let's see if he can start that. Then we're going to race towards Dagrex, and we want to try to take that next turn. And then it'll just be those two armies of Valkia left.
Peerless.
Anything else we can upgrade? Yes, this is good over here. We are going to need an extra torture post here given the mountain, so I'll go ahead and do that. It's not really impressive. It's something. I do know I'll want it eventually, and then this will just be money. You notice, by the way, how our income dropped by like 300 when Malekith left, and we're up to using 300 slaves per turn.
Malicious and
Research available, forged to kill. I guess I've been assuming a certain amount of knowledge of the Dark Elf text. Forged to kill is 10% weapon strength and missile strength for your basic units, basically. So that's a nice bonus there. A lot of these other ones, like speed or recruit rank or leadership, which aren't horrible, but they're not as impactful. Imminent Rebellion, I don't know if it's going to be Ashrek or the Chill Road, or the Great Arena. Hopefully it's not the Great Arena, but I guess we will see. Well, let's think. If it is the Great Arena, we could probably be standing here, right? And we're close enough to help if they attack, and then we can still get to the Great Arena next turn. Okay, let's try that. It is the Chill Road, like I predicted. It's the first one we conquered there that has an and the highest level, effectively. So what I really want to be able to do is take this Admiral, load him up with shades, and come down and take the Circle of his Destruction, and Lethanar's armies should funnel towards that, trying to retake it, and we can kill them with the Black Ark. Have a super army of shades early on. Hey, look at that, Valkyrie just spawned a whole bunch of extra units. That, by the way, is why, I'm worried about the Taurox. As you saw, he just appeared there and nuked Alethanar. Killed one of his armies, marched away, and hid, and so Alethanar can't even retaliate. So we'll let Alethanar deal with that. Have fun.
Not one Druki on Nagaroth. We have a deal.
Okay. So you're coming up to here. Close victory, that's fine.
bloody slaughter awaits
We'll have time to heal.
his power.
And I'm going to do something that may seem a little crazy here. You see how we have... Oh, maybe it's not enough. Our public order's too good. Normally you can just, force the rebellion here. But even with minus 28, that still only puts us at negative 77. Like, if these two masters didn't have that +4 public order, we get the rebellion, but we don't. So I guess we'll avoid the rebellion instead. Oh well. Sometimes you can't always get what you want, right? And the faction of the Gore Queen is now destroyed. And we are going to Goron Rebels. We might as well get some experience here.
Feel my power. Power before my
Okay.
might. Be gone,
Take the money.
worthless creature.
Now this is a fairly solid army. We're going to send it north, and we're going to try to go around and start taking the north there.
For the Witch King.
You
What now?
are just inside this radius. And we still only have, yeah, we don't have more hero capacity yet. So you may just chill around here for a bit more until we do.
Dark Servant. Master of cruelty.
Guess we can grab these. So for you, I want him to be able to get Shade's great swords specifically. I could go for normal Shades now if we needed it, but it's not really urgent. So I need 4 growth, and I am at 26 growth. I need 80, so that means I need 56, which means it's 5 more turns to start to that. And then I will have 14 growth at that point, so then 2 more turns to get this. Okay, so that is 7 turns or so to start recruiting great Shades, great swords. Okay.
Noble of Nagaroth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is probably a fine army. Just then toss in the heroes when they're available. Leave her here, just in case something goes weird. I can always march him across Crone's territory to catch up.
Murderous lord.
Maybe that's what I'll do
Dreadlord.
once we're ready. This is going to rebel. We can wait a turn, or let's just hit that. This is a few turns from. It won't rebel soon. Let's boost the growth up because I want to get another hero out of this quickly. And this province is doing well too. Okay. We're basically at 3 armies right now on turn 21, and they are quite solid armies. Let's go for scouting, so we start finding more magical items.
Malicious and cruel.
I guess Foeseeker, it's worth getting it just for the vigor reduction.
A black-hearted rogue. A bloodthirsty fiend. King of Nagaroth.
Okay.
Mother of the Dark Convent. Powerful enchantress.
Lord of the Black Court.
And should Alethanar really move on those ogres fast, we can deal with it. But if he manages to kill off Tarax, then so much the better for us. If we are engaging those dark elves, those high elves and wood elves down there, I want to be engaging with a good dark elf army. Getting ambushed by multiple stacks of shadow warriors and not having your reinforcements is a pretty scary thing.
An upstart dreadlord approaches your dark majesty, claiming to know where a lost artifact of
Oh,
great
hey.
power may be found. He has even been so bold as to name a price.
On my way. I will allow this.
This is our last turn over Dagrek's End, so we can again notice how we're doing it. We're building this in one turn, and it is much cheaper. Powerful combination. Thank you, Malekith, sir.
Beyond compare.
We're just moving these armies up here together. Honestly, let's just start moving over here. Let's do it.
Tyrant.
The beast being gone has definitely made my day, though. Alright, what do we get over here? Roads, I assume, is what we're going to want for the economic bonus. As you can see, the corruption is going down, the military crackdown's also going down. We will need to use this here. This costs us 40 slaves per turn. We're costing 45 slaves per turn baseline, so if we're at minus 100%, we are losing more, so I guess that's worth doing to avoid that. It's more impactful once this is up a few tiers, though. Racto Gorge. What to do with this? I guess we can slap that down. You know what? I want that to stop annoying me.
Yes.
I can afford the money right now. And we're just waiting here.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Exiles of Nehek are busy fighting. They like our power. And honestly, though, if he declares war and fights over there, it's not the end of the world. But he's probably busy. Or with other people. Lethanar, as you can see, is nearly as strong as us overall, and we have 3 armies. That's possible / likely he'll declare war on the ogres and or on us. But as mentioned, we're only a few turns away from being able to start recruiting a very powerful stack for the Admiral, who gets a significant discount because he's a Black Ark. That should be able to hold the line versus Lethanar. That is the hope. We don't get our next Black Ark until turn 33. We're probably not that far off from being able to fight the Destroyer Quest battle, which will also give us Armor of Midnight.
I've been looking forward to
You aren't at war with anyone.
Prepare to be
Nor are you. Fascinating.
how vexing.
Overtures annoy me. So hurry up with your offer.
Do I bring Malice in? On one side, that'll make Malice potentially feel more scared. On the flip side, he's doing quite well here. Do I want to take an agreement? I think the answer is probably yeah. We have the Sisters of Twilight, the Ogres, and the Lethanar to worry about now. We can break the agreement later. His territory's all horrible anyway. Maybe I'll even let him be. Honestly, the only reason I took over his stuff before is just for trying to get the territory as fast as possible. Letting him keep those red territories is probably fine. Now, if he comes over and he takes the Ogre's stuff, different story. But as long as he stays in the red wasteland of the red desert, we'll make more money from trading with him, I think, than spending the effort to try to build that all up. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to leave Malice out of this for right now. As you can see, the odds appear to be against us, actually.
Destroy them.
I should have attacked with the other lord first here, I think.
Moving on.
Fighting is death.
That is such an underwhelming thing from occupying it. I am not going to eat the public order penalty.
What is your dark purpose? Be ready.
And we cross into the Chaos Wastes just over here, though it's still considered frozen territory, interestingly enough. If I find Sigvald over there, like, that army's going to have to retreat, because she's not going to be able to deal with Sigvald. I'm hoping we'll be able to lure him up to the north, basically, and he'll be distracted by us. And I am nervous about moving my Admiral away, because the Lethanar could be at Nagaron in like 2 turns. Okay. Oh, Malekith has his dragon now, though, so that's good. You don't have... I want her to get her flying thing, at least. Her flying Pegasus. And a few more spells. Then... And I'd like the Death Hag to be at least level 10. And I want to get these guys back on the cold ones they're supposed to be on. Not on the freaking chariots. Okay. Once he gets a few more levels, I think I can actually take on the destroyer battle. But I don't want to underestimate it. It is very easy to take a huge licking in that battle if you're not careful. You basically fight Tyrion's army with like a wave ahead of you, but the wave gets chewed up and spit out, generally speaking. And then right when you're like, okay, we got this, Teclis comes in from the sides with Lothern Sea Guard and some, I think, a Phoenix and some Silver Helms, at least. And if your army's engaging Tyrians, it can easily go badly and you can lose a lot. Okay. I'll go with Favored. Control 3 local province, better loyalty, minus 5% upkeep. Root out all rebels. I'm sure that's handy sometimes, but again, it's a temporary bonus. And I'm not too concerned with that. I'm a sucker for permanent bonuses when possible. Even if, strictly speaking, they're not always optimal.
All powerful. Marauding.
Send you up to here. I'm going to leave Malekith here for the moment to help make sure this grows.
Favored of the Witch King.
Oh, look at all the money we're making now. That's good. I think it's in fact good enough. I'm gonna start raising another. Ooh, spiteful, nice. I'm gonna start raising another force here to be able to send after to help over there. If we have 2 armies like that, we can probably take Sigvald on. Don't underestimate Sigvald. Getting close to rebellion there. We're losing 500 slaves per turn. We definitely need to be fighting plenty of battles. This probably isn't a bad time to do the sacrifice to Ordertide soon. Get the 8 control bonus.
Fear my malice.
There's a lot of space between some of the settlements up here. But once we get into the Chaos Waste proper, ironically, it's less of a big deal. Go figure. Definitely would have been nice to get Grand itself, though. Well, Slaanesh just lost that battle. Nemesis crowns. I think we're going to, ignore that. Okay, so we actually can fight this battle here. We could just attack this guy, which we're going to do. And this will be an easy enough victory.
May their death be slow.
Now we get the slaves and the replenishment without the public order control penalty. It's so ingrained in my head as public order at this point.
Fell sorcery, delightful
Then we can
sweet,
grab this.
supreme sorceress of Grant.
Can immediately start upgrading that. We can make spices. So, the Tier 1 economy building gives 100 and 100, but it costs slaves. The Tier 1 spice building gives like 250 and doesn't cost slaves. So, once you go up to here, it is like 400, and this is 500, but the Tier 1, the resource building's better, plus you're not having to spend resources. Is that... Your wings okay, Malekith? Something odd's going on there. Yeah, they don't have anything left, which is good. And that helped us get a bunch of slaves, so our economy's still humming.
Moving.
And we're going to see if we can take the Frozen City here. I think it's okay for us to start moving up slightly here. We just have to be careful.
Power awaits me.
Okay. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. Saving the rest for now. Altar of Ultimate Darkness is almost ready to upgrade.
Vicious Dreadlord.
This is also almost ready to upgrade. We're pretty close to being able to do the Destroyer battle too.
My cruelty knows no limits.
Malekith currently has 72 defense and 79 attack, which isn't horrible.
A black-hearted rogue.
Okay, now we start getting to some of the fun stuff. Names of Power. I'm going to talk a bit about this right here. And this is where it also applies to the mod that I have. So, the Martial Name of Power improves the Lord's own combat skills. The Revered Name of Power improves the Lord's army. The Aristocratic Power influences the province in which the Lord is standing or the faction as a whole. I personally prefer Revered Names of Power for the most part, because I think, especially when you can get them to apply to most of your army, they wind up being a bigger power boost than the Martial Name, and the Aristocratic Name of Powers tend to be very underwhelming. I think one of them is like 10% industry income from the region you're in specifically, which is like nothing. So martial names. They give some, you've seen some of them earlier, they give like, some of them are really underwhelming, like the 50% cooldown on deadly onslaughts. Some of them are much better, like 20% weapon strength and magical attacks, or 12 attack and poison attacks. One of them is also like 10% ward save, there's another one that's like regeneration. Some of them are very good. But the Revered Names of Power is what we're going to be discussing today. And there are 6 dilemmas which each have 2 bonuses. The problem is that these are completely random. For example, one of the dilemmas that can pop up is you can get a bonus to Witch Elves in Sisters of Slaughter, or you can get a bonus for Blackguard of Naggarond. You may have noticed that this army right here does not have Witch Elves or Blackguard of Naggarond, and probably will never have either of those. So there is some very much randomness involved in trying to get a name that is not literally useless. Now, before they added in this respec mod, now that exists, it's more reasonable, because if you get a bad name, you can just reset the Lord whenever you have 3 turns to spare and try again every 3 turns. Before it, you'd have to save and reload. So you'd basically do something like this. You would save the game. You would say, is this the right, not even necessarily the right, but an acceptable one? In this case, it is. We get bonuses to Shades, Dark Riders, Doomwar, Fire Warlocks, and Scourge Runner, or we get bonuses to Black Ark Corsairs. We don't have either of them in the army right now, but we will eventually have Shades. I'm okay with that. We'll go with that. We can keep that long term. But if we didn't get one of the ones that aren't useless, we would have to load the save. Now you might be thinking, can you just really pick the same one and get a different answer? No, you can't save scum like that. But what you can do is the next turn, you can try again. And if that doesn't work, wait for the turn after that, and just have to keep saving and reloading. And you can see why this would get frustrating. Ironically, the one that gives you the highest odds of something usable is Mass Shades, because there are 3 names of power that benefit Shades, and there's a 4th one that's really but it's something, and then the last 2 are useless. That is the highest percentage. Again, like compared to other ones, which are like Witch Elves or Blackguard, it's like, well, you probably don't have either in most armies, especially early on. So the mod I made essentially makes it so whenever you pick the Revered Name of Power, you will always get a choice that is something, there's always something that's useful for anything. So it sometimes combines the things, so you have like 6 options instead of 2, and other ones it makes it just more generically useful. Like there's one that is plus 100% leadership aura size when attacking, which is like horrible. Wrathbringer. In my mod, it gives plus 4 attack globally to the army, so if you just want a little bit more oomph in the army, it does something, and there's other alternatives. So, I would highly suggest you look at the mod. I am doing this without the mod. I may save a few times to show the annoyance, or I may use the reset all skill points. Again, you know, that resets the name of power, and when they're back from training in 3 turns, you can try again. But it is annoying that RNG has such an impact. It's not a saying, do I get what's effectively a 20% bonus versus a 18% bonus? And so I get like a 20% bonus or something that literally 0 does nothing, waste of skill points. And that is what I dislike about it, the default situation. I really think the names of power should be based upon your army or your actions, or have some other way to influence the names of power you earn. But that is perhaps a pipe dream for the future. We'll see. Meantime, we will continue here. I don't think there's anything diplomatically interesting going on. I think I started recruiting troops for that army over there. I hope I did. And again, we're trying to keep that buffer between us and Alethanar for now, until we're ready to take him on. Doing well so far.
Dreadlord, awaiting command.
It looks like this is undefended for now, at least. I'm gonna raid my own territory for a turn of healing here.
Seeking entertainment.
And we are pushing over here.
A vile plan.
Okay. So we can't move past here, so we don't really need to move our Black Ark much further.
Do you take me for a fool?
Dreadlord.
And we'll do that, and I want to upgrade the Altar of Ultimate Darkness. See, if I have 2,000 more gold if I didn't upgrade that earlier. shouldn't have upgraded it. I knew money would eventually be tight again. Oh well. We're essentially going to have 4 armies here, though, pushing east in the Chaos Wastes, and then into Norska once we meet up with Malice, and we can just take over that whole region and build up our power. The game's like, look, Malekith is raiding your own region. Yeah, I know. Need to do it to heal in the Chaos Waste, because we don't have an encamp stance. Honestly, the lack of encamp stance is one of the more frustrating things. Not for this specific reason. Because again, the idea of like you can raid for economic benefits, and avoid attrition, and heal in friendly territory with corruption, or you can actually heal in non-corrupted enemy territory. That's the acceptable trade-off, but the lack of any defense against ambush is the biggest problem. Now I'm just going to force march you forward. I'm going to fill in with more Dread Spears when it is the appropriate time. This is probably a risky move. I'm going to go for it anyway. And we hope Sigvald doesn't just pop out of thin air right here. Okay, we've nearly made it there. You're moving, you can come on back.
Set the sails. Such slaughter awaits.
Are you at war with Daniel?
All who oppose me.
Urson Revivalists. They're not really willing to pay me much for that. Are there any long-distance wars I can join here? It's always an interesting question. You're at war with Varg. You give me 1,000 gold for that. What would Varg give me
A timely arrival.
for joining them?
My warhounds have not eaten
1,000
in
gold.
days.
We can deal with Throg at some point. That might be a decent idea to do. Sisters of Twilight are now at war, which means we have to worry about them declaring war on us soon, frankly.
Whichever woeful deity protects
Yeah, you know what? I don't
It
mind.
ends
Let's
here.
go to war against Throg.
Understood.
I'll take the money.
Do not vex us further.
And something was going to rebel, I believe.
Mother of the Dark Convent.
Next turn, we can probably do this fight against Tyrion and co. Eminent Rebellion. We'll say no thank you. As you can see, the slave count's starting to look low here. Spent a decent chunk of turns moving around up here.
Your destruction will bring me untold pleasure.
She's like, that sounds good. I'm a Slanesh demon. Alright. So, we're going to want to attack here. We'll bring in this army.
Raid and pillage. Ever closer.
We'll fight. We'll heal.
I shall enjoy this.
Improve all of that. Barbaros Batross. It's an interesting name.
Death to all enemies.
take this over.
Carnage and bloodshed await. Claim your prize, true key.
How very
So it seems very likely that he has like another army behind this or something.
So much death.
Which is one of the annoying things about the chaos wastes here.
Lord of Nagaroth.
I want to fight the destroyer battle, but I don't think I can. Because if Malekith's army gets beat up too much, and then he encircles this, and rings in Sigvald to force this army off, there's a very stupid mechanic where if there's an army sieging here, it gets to reinforce an army outside, but the army inside the city doesn't. So, I don't think I can risk that happening. Which means technically, I need to keep Malekith outside of the city.
Ever onward.
Which means he will take attrition because it is the Chaos Wastes. Not ideal, but I don't think I really have much else of a choice.
Moving.
yes.
Okay, speaking of choices, what choices do I have elsewhere? I should be upgrading those.
Lord of
In one turn we can upgrade to that, the turn after that we can upgrade to that, and we can start recruiting shades, assuming we have the money. It's obviously a rather important
My
bit there.
cruelty knows no limits. Dread King.
But until we know more about where Sigvald's main army is, this is
A black-hearted
very dangerous territory. But we are forcing him to split his forces because we're coming at him from the north and the south here. If we can defeat his main army, we can finish him off here. He won't be able to rebuild fast enough. Still no sign, huh? Well, as long as that army's up there, it's not doing something else, I guess.
The whispers grow louder.
Your army took attrition, no kidding.
Gladly. Not now. Later.
Let's move down to
A novel
here,
prospect.
maybe? I think if I retreat, I should wind up close enough to there.
Lord of the Black.
See, if I attack them, they're just going to run away, probably. If I attack you, you'll probably stand and fight. I am confident I can win
What
this
is your
fight.
dark purpose?
Okay. We are going to try to attack him with just this one army, so he hopefully does not run away. Then I can move Malekith up to help heal. Okay. It's probably difficult enough to heal in that I should probably fight this manually. We have Frenzy, which doesn't really help a ton here. Okay. Yeah, nothing. The Exalted Hero is the worst thing here. Nothing else is really too bad. And I think I saw Prince Sigvald's army nearby. We'll probably fight this manually. I don't want to take a whole bunch of losses. No, wait, if I don't fight it, you know what, I want to try to get rid of the army. Let's get rid of the army. Woo, that hurt. We're definitely healing. And there's Prince Sigvald.
Destruction.
And we're gonna just push up to the Silver Tower of Sorcerers over here.
Druki sorceress.
Chosen of Cain.
And he may retreat up to there. But since we know he's up there, we can move a little bit more forward here
Conquest lies ahead.
to make sure we can take that city next turn.
Hateful bidding.
So we take that. Public order is going to be a problem. We just worry. Then we get to the Fortress of the Damned and take that. I think we hit this here. We have 8,000 gold. What can we do with 8,000 gold? That's the good investment. That's a good investment. I already know we want to get the shades building up. So this gives us 5 control at the cost of potentially like 30 slaves per turn, so it feels like using this other thing is going to be more efficient. I don't necessarily care about improving this to the next tier yet. Until we take Hag Grief, it probably won't really matter. But maybe we can lure the ogres over. We need to get our money situation squared away so we can build up more armies over here.
Malicious and cruel.
And you...
Black-hearted rogue.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the Sheaf Master bonuses. You have enough skill points that you can spare them. And we're in a rough enough territory over here, it's probably worth having. Malekith doesn't want to grab them if possible because, of course, he has to get the melee line and the spell line. Or, ideally wants to get the melee line and the spell line, I should say. Okay. Decadent Host. He's coming to attack? I don't really understand his methods there, but I guess I shouldn't complain. Little unusual. Beastmen have appeared over there. Something to really watch out for. Our Death Hag just picked up. We're definitely going to want Sigvald to be attacked by Malekith. You're injured enough. I kind of want you to just keep going forward.
End them.
Okay, well, we have here another battle that we will pick up with next time. If we pick victory, we lose a chunk of troops. Don't really want to lose all of those. We have Sigvald slovenly, suitably slashing silvery or something. I don't know what they're called. Silverlash. He does, I think, have extra healing cap. He has perfect vigor. And, of course, he has a lot of regeneration. So, well, he doesn't have armor piercing damage, at least not a ton. So the goal is we should be able to, like, cycle charge him with Malekith and or the Masters. The Death Hags actually can do reasonably well against him, too. She has, like, 64 attack. And there's a Chaos Sorcerer. They have a Hell Cannon, but between Malekith and the Fire Sorceress, and I guess the Cold One Chariots, we should be able to take care of the Hell Cannon, screen everything else, and when we kill him here, he can't retreat again. So, yes, we'll pick this up next time with a showdown between King Malekith and Prince Sigvald. See you then.